So hello and welcome to the stream today, and it's just going to be me chilling out talking about this new game. Well, I say new, it's been out for a couple of years now, but it is really getting some traction now. You may have seen, if you're a fan of Magic the Gathering content, you probably watch people like Tolarian Community College or Rudy from Alpha Investments, or you may have come across this game just from being active in the TCG world. So I come across it because I'm an avid watcher of Tolarian Community College, and I saw he did a how to play video on this, and I just thought, wow, this looks awesome. Then I started delving into the website. I've registered for events. I've registered to become a content creator for them as well. And the whole premise of it, is you've got your own hero. You're facing against another hero, and it's the sort of adverse of Magic, because Flesh and Blood, you kit out your hero with like weapons, armor, helmets, greaves before you even start the game. So your hero is already fully equipped. You've got your whole deck of cards there that have your actions, your attacks, your instants, your items. But you're ready to fight straight away. So your hero is at his strongest at the very start of the game. But as you continue, as you get hit, as you battle your opponents, you get worn down. So it's very, very interesting. It's like with Magic, you start at a very, very low point. You've got no resources. You've got nothing out on the field at all. But with this, it's basically the opposite. And it just looks really awesome. It's a game created for gamers by gamers. And I've created a new YouTube channel for it called Go Again Gaming. So if you're watching this now, in the future, in the past or the present, or wherever you might be out there in the big wide world, the link to my new YouTube channel is in the description box below. So go and click on that. Make sure you like and subscribe, because this game, I've only been really invested in it for the last 24 to 48 hours. And it is so charming, really is. So I've already got a couple of videos up on the channel. So I've got the intro video as to why I've started it and everything, and I've also got a character profile on one of the first heroes that was released back a couple of years ago. It's a ninja called Era from the Crimson Haze clan. So we've got a little how to play her sort of cards on there, and we've also got a lore video. So each character is going to have a lore video as well. So I thought I'd also go into a little bit of the lore and the world with whoever's watching now or in the past or in the future or what have you, as to what you can come to expect from this game, because the lore is there from the start. And I thought it's just a refreshing thing to see is a new card game. I've played Magic now for ages. I still absolutely love it. But I think a lot of us are getting Magic burnout now, because it is just growing at an exponential rate, and the bubble will probably burst at some point. I mean, they've already taken away all the sort of content creator benefits and stuff. They're always at a point. They're always sort of getting controversy surrounding Wizards of the Coast and their practices, and hoax on the artwork, and people stealing people's ideas, and there's always a bit of controversy with Wizards of the Coast. So that's why I thought, let's explore this game, because there's not much content out there for it, not from UK-based content creators anyway. So I thought, let's just create a channel for Flesh and Blood and just see where it goes. So if you're interested in the TCG, go and check out my other channel. Go and like and subscribe to that channel. That would be fantastic, and hit a little bell notification if you want to be notified of any future videos for Flesh and Blood. This channel, Pass the Turn, I just thought was a good way of just notifying everybody that's a fan of Magic the Gathering to go check out this game as well, because it looks absolutely awesome. The stepping on point to it is a little bit sort of hit and miss at the moment, because it's the supply and demand of this particular game is all over the place, because you've got people like Tolarian Community College, Alpha Investments, hyping this product up so much that it's becoming hard to get, and a lot of investors and what have you are pouring their resources into it, so it is becoming quite difficult to get. But in the UK, there's a lot of stores that will still have boxes of this and are selling it on sale because nobody plays. Why does nobody play this game? It just looks absolutely awesome, and it's just a nice fresh thing to do, rather than just ride the wave of hype that is Magic the Gathering. You know, when everybody is doing something, you want to do something different. That's how I view it anyway. So let's do Flesh and Blood for once. Let's do a different sort of TCG, and let's get invested in this because this world looks absolutely awesome. So yeah, this is the main website, Flesh and Blood. So it's fabtcg.com. So you can go and have a look at that. And let's just jump into the world of Wraith. So you got all these links here tell you different parts of the world, and the story is there already, you know. And there's quite a few products out for it already. So if we look at the products and releases, you've got the Era Welcome deck. So I've done a video on Era and how to play Era's deck, and there's also a lore video on Era on my other channel. So again, have a look at the description box below. Go and like and subscribe on that channel if you're interested in this game. So Era, I've definitely covered her already on my other channel. But then you've got Welcome to Wraith, which is the first major pack that included the first 4 heroes. So you had Katsue, which was the ninja. You had Bravo, which was the guardian. You got Dorinthia, which is the warrior. And you have Rhinar, which is the brute. And I've done videos on those today. So they're going to be in the queue on my other channel. So they're going to be released over the next week or couple of weeks as to sort of how to play their decks and how to sort of navigate their cards and what you can come to expect from playing their decks if you were choosing one of those heroes. So basically you choose a hero from the game of from the world of Flesh and Blood, and that is your hero. You build your deck around your hero, which is good because as a MTG Commander player, you build your Commander deck around your favourite character from the Magic the Gathering universe. With this, you do exactly the same, but your character can then have equipment, helmets, armour, weapons equipped to them before you even start the game. So it's really, really interesting. So let's just go through some of the heroes that you can come to expect from this game. I'm kind of jumping all over the place at the moment with regards to what I'm talking about, but I just wanted to get the love out there, and I want to use this platform to do it. But go and check out my other YouTube channel because that is going to be exclusive to Flesh and Blood content only. So yeah, here we go. You got the Welcome deck. So this is the first hero that was ever released, I think, and that was Era the Ninja. So this I've got an Era how to play her deck video on my channel, as well as a lore video for Era, so you can check those out. And then these are the 4 heroes that came in the Welcome to Wraith core set. So you got Dorinthia the warrior, Katsue the ninja, Bravo the guardian, and Rhinar the brute. So they're the ones that were released very early on in the main set. Then we had Arcane Rising, which added some sort of wizardry, sorcery effects in there. We had Kano the wizard. We got Viserai the Runeblade. He definitely speaks to me, so I'm going to be doing some decks with Viserai, that's for sure. You got Azalea the ranger, and we got Dash the mechanologist. So you got a nice little slew of characters there. Then we had Crucible of War, another set. We had Cave Den the merchant. We had Data Doll, another mechanologist. We had Shiana, the shapeshifter, Kasai the warrior, Benji the ninja, and KO the brute. So more sort of support for ninjas, brutes, and warriors there. And then the new set that's coming out soon, Monarch. We've got an illusionist, another warrior, another Runeblade, and another brute. But obviously the thing to note here is that they have shadow and light at the start of their classes. So maybe there's going to be some plays on shadow spells or light spells. But they can go anywhere with this. They can start including sort of fire warriors or like ice warriors or ice paladins or ice guardians, which allow them to cast elemental spells as well as cards from the class as well. So I think it's a really, really interesting take on how to build a deck based on the character that you select. But again, that's going to cater to people that like Commander, because of the fact that that you get to build your own deck on the character that you want yourself to represent in the game, which is just awesome. Andrew Donnelly, thank you for joining the chat. yeah, I'm gonna be covering loads of Flesh and Blood content on my other channel. So go and check out that. The link is in the description box below, Andrew. So thank you for commenting on the live chat. But yeah, Flesh and Blood just looks awesome. It's going to be interesting to see how the UK sort of takes it. I haven't been to a local game store for a while because obviously the pandemic and stuff, we're still in a bit of a soft lockdown, so our game stores aren't running events at the moment still until later on in the month or the start of June. So I'm definitely going to be getting down to some events to play not only Magic, but also some Flesh and Blood as well, because this game just looks so cool. It's just a fresh thing to do. It just seems like every man and his dog is into Magic the Gathering at the moment, and it's just getting a bit sort of tiresome. So definitely want to get down to some events. I haven't even bought any product for Flesh and Blood yet. It's my birthday this month, so hopefully going to get my hand on some. But I've read the rules, I've had a look through a lot of the cards, and it just looks like it's going to be a fun game. It takes a lot of elements from board games as well, like deck builders. When you play a deck builder board game out of the box, like Marvel Legendary, you like chain together these combos, and I've got a lot of that feeling from this game as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how it develops as time goes on, and how you can come to acquire it, especially in the UK, because I think it's very much, well, the company's based in New Zealand, the people that built this, and they built it. The actual company are full of gamers. Apparently, it's like built by gamers for gamers, basically. So it's going to be interesting to see how it develops. But yeah, you got all these characters here, and again, the game is still only sort of a year and a half, 2 years old. So we're going to have so many more characters that are going to appeal to so many different demographics as time goes on. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, Heroes of Rave, there's loads of different characters you can be, and the world itself as well looks really, really cool. So again, I'm going to be covering this in loads of detail on my other channels, so go and check that out when you can. So you've got Aria, a mythical sanctuary. So look at that, look at the art on that. That just looks absolutely lovely, doesn't it? So you've got so much flavour here, so much flavour. Folk tales across Aria. You've got the Wishing Well, the Otherworld, Tempest Plain, Bleak Expanse. You've got loads of different sort of landmarks and stuff. You've got the people of Aria. You've got the Everfest Carnival. You've got so much stuff going on that you can sort of relate to and get an idea of the world. You've got crafts. So obviously it's home to different skills and crafts. So anyone has different characters have different things that they do in the world. So that's cool. You've got legends going on. You've got creatures. So what does this do? Nasathari is a large beast with a crystalline hide. The Nazari has skin harder than most forms of metal. In spite of its tough appearance, this creature is known for its docile and friendly nature. Oh, bless it. Its round eyes and fuzzy tail make the creature incredibly popular with children, who often flock to Nashari in hopes of playing with the creature. Ah, isn't that lovely? So, yeah, Nashari is just a nice little pet, basically. So yeah, it's just cool. It's just a nice little bit of reading material, and I'm going to be going through all of these on my new channel, Go Again Gaming. So go and check that out. I'm going to be reading all of this out, flashing up some pictures and all that sort of stuff. But it just looks really, really cool. And yeah, let's have a look at events. So event locator. So let's have a look as to what is going on here. So if I type in your target address or search your store by name. So if I just scroll through these quickly, let's have a look. So we got Greece, United States, Canada, Australia, Bulgaria, Germany, Sweden, Canada, Germany, New Zealand, United States. No UK at the moment. New Zealand, United States. United Kingdom, Monarch pre-release. Kingdom Gaming Limited, Northamptonshire. Where's that then? Let's have a look. The event is sold out. Well, there you go. Supply and demand. We've got Welcome Deck event, the Gamers Guild Limited. That's in Surrey. UK-based players only, will not be shipping internationally. Limited to 16 players. You need to join the Gamers Guild Discord and have a copy of the TTS of Flesh and Blood OCD mod installed. So again, I think that's like an online event, maybe that one. So it does look like we've got one here: Underworld Games, Nottingham, United Kingdom. So it does look like there are some United Kingdom based events going on, which is good. I should have to check to see if my actual local game stores have any events going on, because I just don't know if that is the case. We will see. But yeah, look, it's already worldwide. Poland, Germany, United States, Australia. It's already worldwide. So it's looking Hong Kong, Austria, Italy, Spain. It's got so many different. The reach is already there, you know. So let's go, Aaron. I will use Bolton. Who's Bolton? I will use Bolton. I haven't come across a Bolton yet, Josh. Heroes of Flesh and Blood. Let's have a look. Levier Chain, Bolton Light Warrior. Oh, there we go. Bolton Light Warrior. Yep, so that is the absolute paladin, let's be honest. So, you know, he's a warrior. He's going to use a lot of warrior cards. New Light Warrior from Monarch, yeah. So that just goes to show how fresh I am into this game. I've literally only covered, so far on my other channel, I've only done Era. That's it. I've recorded the videos for all of these ones here, which is the first set. So they're going to be coming out over the next week or so. The one I'll be building will be this one, Viscerai Runeblade, just because it just looks awesome. And you can see that the if you just, we should have a look at some of his cards quickly. It just look pure demonic, and he's based from the Demonstry as well. If you look at here, look, Secrets of the Demonstry. So the Demonstry as well is like another sort of area of this game. So if you go on to World of Wraith, again, all of this stuff will be covered at a later stage. Demonistry, Realm of the Forbidden. Look at this, just whole sections of lore based on the arcane arts, and just oh yeah, it just looks awesome. Again, I'm very, very new to this game, so forgive my ignorance. Andrew Donnelly, what are you saying? New Light Warrior from Monarch. Era's a powerhouse in Blitz. Yeah, so Blitz is a format that's you have to use the young heroes, don't you? For Blitz, you have to use the 20 life versions of the characters. And funnily enough, Era only has a 20 life version, doesn't she? She only has a young hero card. I was doing a video on her yesterday. It's on the channel, on my other channel now. But yeah, she only has. If I go on to Era, Crimson Haze, she only has one card. Yeah, there we go. Look, Hero Ninja, 4 intellect, 20 health. So your second attack each turn gets +1 damage, and obviously you use the Edge of Autumn to get that go again, don't you? Yeah, once per turn, attack, go again. So you get that go again every time, which is decent. But yeah, she's overpowered in Blitz. I did not know that. That's interesting. Again, I don't know the meta, I don't know the power levels, I don't even know whether Era was still used or not, because obviously Era was the first one, I think, that was spoiled when this game first got released, so I didn't actually know whether Era was still playable or not. So, yeah. But when I was looking through Era, I was doing the how to play of Era, I was like, yeah, you want to be. It's interesting because your opponent, if you're playing with an Era deck, if someone's playing against you, they don't know whether to defend on your first attack or go all in on the second attack, because obviously your second attack is going to be the one that does the most damage because of all the cards and stuff. So you're playing that game with your opponent as to whether you want to go all in and try and defend the first attack, or go all in and try and defend the second attack. So it's going to be interesting to face Era decks in Blitz if you are saying that they are a powerhouse, Andrew. So, yeah. But yeah, this game just looks so good. I mean, I haven't even looked at... All I've looked at is these cards here that are part of the hero profile. So that's pretty much the videos I'm going to be releasing over the next few weeks are going to be basically the what you can see on the screen here, and evaluating the cards that come in those and what sort of deck play styles they are and how you sort of identify with it. But it just looks awesome, this game. So yeah, Era Crimson Haze is a powerhouse. She dominated the Blitz meta. Third attack becomes the biggest problem if Era has the Mask of Momentum. So what does that do? So that you can start off with that in your... the Mask of Momentum comes with the Katsu hero, doesn't it? So I literally did Katsu today as well. So what does Mask of Momentum do? I think I saw it on Katsu's hero page earlier. So if you give Era Mask of Momentum, where is it? There it is. Yeah. Once per turn effect, when an attack action card you control is the third or higher chain in a row to hit, draw a card. Oh yeah. When an attack action card you control is the third or higher chain link in a row to hit, draw a card. Legendary ninja equipment. Yeah. Mask of Momentum. Yeah, when I was reading this one out, you'll come if you subscribe to the other channel and have a look and just wait for the Katsu how to play sort of deck list. I was so confused as to how you actually use this deck, this Katsu one. It really boggled me as to what the actual strategy was really, but it's all about comboing, isn't it? It cares about sort of naming cards and then playing them in a certain order to get the benefits for Katsu. But then, yeah, Mask of Momentum works with Vera, definitely. But yeah, ninjas are definitely the ones that are the most thinky in Flesh and Blood, I think. Whereas with me, I just want to play... got some awesome animations here as well. Katsu, the Wanderer. And his backstory is cool as well. He actually runs into Era. He actually runs into the Crimson Haze in the backstory. So definitely... stay tuned for that when I do the voiceovers for that. But yeah, actually, Katsu meets the clan that Era is part of, the Crimson Haze. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, thanks for the insight into that. But yeah, there's just so much going on, and there's so much more to go on as well. So I just thought I'd use the Plaster Turn thing just to put some love out there for this game. But yeah, I mean, this channel is very much going to continue. When we can get back to playing Commander and Magic the Gathering in person, that's where all of our good videos are. You know, our gameplay episodes, our Pass the Turn Versus, where we challenge local game stores to Two-Headed Giant EDH gameplay. But I just wanted another outlet really to discuss this game, because this game just looks absolutely awesome. It really, really does. And there's just so much going on for it at the moment. And you can have a look at all the rules. You can have a look at everything. I mean, again, as I mentioned before, not sure whether you were here at the time, but Professor from Stellarian Community College has done a video on it, how to play, and Rudy from Alpha Investments is always cracking these boxes and just raving about how this is probably going to be very, very popular going forward. So it's just going to be it's quality. Let's get Nick and Troy involved and play a game of Pit Fight. Yeah, so Ultimate Pit Fight is the multiple player version. So yeah, I'm hoping they'd be up for it. We'll see. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, because it's not as. It's going to be interesting to see how the multiple player format works, because it's you have to attack in a certain direction with Ultimate Pit Fight. So it's going to negate a lot of the one-on-one sort of dynamic. Andrew Donnelly, the lore is great, and the LSS treats the game stores and content creators extremely well. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because you know, on Pass the Turn Versus, you know, that is one of our main ethics here. Really, is connecting with local game stores, getting the community involved. You know, putting the game store at the sort of front of the content, and that's what we want to do with the Pass the Turn Versus series. Is, you know, get local game stores involved and get other guests involved. Like we got Pleasant Kenobi on the Pass the Turn Versus show, and it just goes to show that people do care about the local game store. And Wizards, you know, the more we sort of go down that line with Wizards, they're just dropping more and more stuff, because they don't need to advertise it anymore. They don't need people like me chatting about their game. They don't need it. They're getting Mr. Beast to bloody promote their stuff, and he's got 50 million or something, whatever it is, subscribers. So yeah, if they can get people like that on board and just throw money at that, they're going to get loads and loads of more people in, which is just a bit of a shame. The sort of local game store with MTG, I imagine that relationship is just breaking down all the time, because they're just putting products with like Amazon distributors and all that sort of stuff now, and they're sort of bypassing the local game store. And it just goes to show, with like Secret Lair and what have you, is just that they're cutting out the local game store, whereas this is not. You know, Flesh and Blood goes to show in their title, Flesh and Blood. They want you to play with someone in the same room, which is just great. And it's good to hear that they treat game stores and content creators well, because that's what I want to do on the other channel. I want to promote this game. And I've already registered to be a content creator for them on the other channel. And I've told them that obviously I pretty much run this channel as well. So you know, I've got experience on how to run channels. So hopefully we will see that grow as well. So if you can, go and like and subscribe to that channel, whoever is listening at this point, that would be great. So there's going to be loads of stuff on there. I've already done I think yesterday and all day today I've been making videos for Flesh and Blood. So how do we get the heroes we specifically want? How do we get the heroes we specifically want? I think you just have to buy them. They're just tokens, aren't they? I think. I mean, I'm going to get a box of this soon. But I don't actually know. That's a good question, actually, as to how do we get the specific heroes. Andrew, you might be able to answer that for us. How do we get our hands on specific heroes? Do you have to crack packs for them, or can you just buy them? That is a very interesting question, because I haven't actually come across that yet. Again, I've only been delved into this game for 48 hours, so I have no idea as to how these things work. Awesome. Hope to see you get a preview card for Kingdoms. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, I've looked at their sort of content creator list, and there's a mixture on there as to how big some channels are and how large other channels are. So I'm hoping that they think, oh, UK based creator, give him a preview card. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. That's good. If you crack a box, you will get multiple tokens of each hero. Yeah, so yeah, it just involves cracking some boxes, but you can get find tokens on secondary market. Yeah, because I imagine a hero is just, you know, it's just your representation of your character, isn't it? I don't think they're going to be expensive to get heroes. They're not going to print broken heroes, are they? They'll print sort of powerful cards, but I don't think they'll ever print broken heroes. They'll print like, it's like an archetype, isn't it? In Magic, you've got an aristocrat hero, or you've got a aura and equipment hero. You've got different heroes that care about different lines of attack in the game, but they're not going to print overpowered heroes. I don't think so. That's always a good thing. But they're always going to come out with new heroes, and I just can't wait to see what we're going to see next. Obviously, we've got classes. So let's go back to the heroes again, because that's going to be the meat and bones of the game, isn't it? Meat and potatoes. So we've got classes at the moment. So obviously we had Ninja to begin with, Warriors, Ninjas, Guardians, Brutes, Wizards, Runeblades, Rangers, Mechanologists, Merchants, Shapeshifters, Warriors, Illusionists. Yeah, so we've got quite a few different ones. Once a hero wins the national international tournament 10 times, the hero becomes a living legend and gets retired. Always going to make more heroes. Once a hero wins the national international tournament 10 times, the hero becomes a living legend and gets retired. That's interesting. So what does it mean by retired? What happens when they retire? Does the card get banned then from standard play, or what happens with that? That's interesting. So let's just say the one I want to build, Viserai, wins 10 international national tournaments, they then get retired for competitive play. Interesting. That's an interesting meta. So I guess if someone is dominating, if one character is dominating the meta, that character then just goes into the Hall of Legends, and then another Runeblade comes out to replace it, potentially. That's good. That is good. But then you could still play it in casual sort of ultimate pit fights and blitzes, couldn't you? I guess. Especially ultimate pit fight. That sounds a bit chaotic for a multiplayer format, so maybe we on the other channel we try and find a more sort of streamlined way of playing ultimate pit fight, so it'd be interesting. No rotation of standard cards, just retire the heroes. That's good. So all the cards that you get let's say, in Welcome to Raid set, all of the sort of generic action cards, all of the sort of Warrior, Ninja, Guardian, Brute actions and stuff, those will not rotate, but the heroes will rotate if they get too many wins. That's interesting. So there's no rotation either. That could be interesting. So it's an eternal format then. So that hopefully all the cards that come out will be able to be used for any hero that comes out, but that hero might not be able to be played later on because of the fact it's won loads of games in international national play. Interesting indeed. So yeah, it just looks really, really cool. I absolutely love the idea of it, and just thought I would just do a quick little stream today as I'm doing absolutely nothing else on the bank holiday, because it just looks really, really cool. What else can we talk about very, very quickly? So yeah, you got learn to play, quick start rules, ways to play. What ways to play is there? So obviously you got blitz, which is the sort of when you use your young heroes instead of your standard heroes. So young heroes basically functionally exactly the same as your normal heroes. They just have lesser life. So that's a blitz. Classic constructed. Players choose a hero, then construct an 80-card deck made up of powerful signature moves, class and generic cards, then compete against each other in a fast-paced 1v1 combat. Classic constructed is full-powered flesh and blood where the adult heroes take centre stage. Battle of endurance lasting 30 to 50 minutes. So that's interesting. Sealed deck, obviously you can do drafts and sealed decks and all that sort of thing. Booster draft. Ultimate pit fight. So yeah, this is the thing I would like to explore, is ultimate pit fight, as to whether that's any good, because obviously you have to attack in a certain direction, so it does take away that sort of one-to-one battle of wits style game. So I don't think this game really is meant for multiplayer. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays and whether there's actually a market for that, because it's just not the same game really, is it? Ultimate Pit Fight as well uses young heroes, with players bringing to the table a 60-card deck with an inventory of up to 20 weapons and equipment to choose from before the game begins. So everyone brings a young hero to the table. You then equip all of your weapons and armor to them before the game starts, and then yeah, you go from there. Best of one gameplay in classic constructed. Love how they handle sideboarding. You side by picking 60 of your 80 cards when you see the other hero. Yeah, so that's a good thing about it as well, is that when you see who you're fighting, you can swap out your equipments and items. Is that right? You can do that, which I think is cool, because it's a one-on-one game. You're about to go into the arena. You know who you're fighting, so you just right. I'm going to swap out a few equipments. I'm going to wear this helmet instead. I'm going to take this two-handed sword in instead because I'm fighting what's his name. So that's a really, really interesting take on the game as well. And I like the fact that a lot of us grew up probably playing, fantasy games and like Diablo and other sort of Skyrim type games where you have a hero. You make your class and your race at the start, and you will then load that character full of equipments and weapons and all that sort of thing, and just go from there. And that's what this game is doing. So it's absolutely awesome. You just load your character full of the equipments and weapons that you want, and all the abilities that come with it, and then just go ham on the opponent. Pit fight is probably political and more strategic. Yeah, it's going to be political, but strategic, I don't know, because you're only allowed to attack in a certain direction, so it sort of limits what you can and can't do, and strategy is going to be hard to... It's going to be weird, that's for sure. We'll have to try it at some point if everyone's into it, if we get enough players. But I'm going to be going to tournaments and all sorts of stuff with this. I'm going to go to the local game store and try and get some games in with this. Because I think the actual game is going to be best one-on-one, and the cards in your deck, some attacks are better in different matches. Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be loads of cards that are going to be good for fighting ninjas, fighting brutes, and all that sort of thing. Let's have a look at the FAB formats page for some clarification on rules for this because Josh says you can go left or right when you attack, so that could be actually more interesting if that is the case. Multiplayer format, open format where all Flesh and Blood cards can be played. It's a social format, politics, intrigue, backstabbery, alliances and laughter are all encouraged. Deck construction, players start with a 60 card deck and a 20 card maximum inventory of weapons and equipment, and of course a hero card. So that's cool. So obviously 60 card deck is pretty nice. You get to build up your character with a 60 card deck, but then you have a 20 sideboard of cards to equip your hero with when you know what you're playing against in that sort of ultimate pit fight, which is interesting. For multiplayer, we recommend using young heroes. All heroes, including Era, Crimson Haze from the Welcome Deck 2019, may be used. A deck may contain up to 3 copies of each unique card. A card is unique if it has a different card name or pitch value from any other card. So that's cool. That's pretty good. So you could essentially have a load of cards that are the same because they have different pitch values as well, which is quite good. And then all Flesh and Blood cards are legal for multiplayer format. Yeah, structure and rules. You may only attack players to your immediate left or right. You can only target heroes to your immediate left or right. Oh, okay, so you don't actually have to go in a certain direction, which is interesting. So you can only attack people that are to your immediate left or right. So yeah, it does make it more strategic and political in that sort of way. But in that you can still gang up on someone, which is the thing I don't like. So you could potentially make a deal with the person sat across that you both attack the person to the right of you or the left of you. So I imagine it might have a little bit of balancing issues if you're just trying to gang up on someone. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to try it. That's for sure. But I still think the one-on-one is going to be the best version of this game, to be honest. Yeah. So that's interesting, though. So it don't have to attack in a certain direction, because that would be rubbish if that was the case. If you had to attack in a certain direction, it just wouldn't make any sense at all. It's just like a chain of attack going round and round, and whoever's luckiest wins, basically. And Intimidate is brilliant. Intimidate is quality. I love that. Having to banish a card at random is absolutely outrageous, especially in 1v1. So I love the Brute. The Brute cards are awesome. So yeah, Ultimate Pit Fight. Be interesting to see how that plays now. Actually, now that I've been corrected, it doesn't actually go in one direction, which is lovely. So that's good. Got card galleries as well, so I'm gonna have to go through these at some point because I haven't actually delved into a lot of the card galleries yet. I've only literally seen the cards at the bottom of each hero and had a look at those in general just to get an idea of flavour of how that hero plays. So obviously you can expect those videos on my other channel as soon as possible. Let's have a quick look into the set. This Welcome to Raid set. Let's go with Unlimited Edition because it's the ones I'm going to be getting. Just different print runs basically. I'm going to get a box of this, I think. So you've got loads of different cards in here. So obviously you've got the Brute cards, which look pretty cool. The good thing about this as well is you're in for a treat. Great art, in my opinion. Yeah, I love the art. The art looks absolutely awesome. I like the fact that you get multiple cards of the same thing, but they have different pitch values, which is really, really interesting. Like this one, for instance, Savage Feast. You've got exactly the same card, but it's got different pitch values of 1, 2, and 3. So you can use it to fuel other cards, but you can still have multiple copies because it's technically different. It's got a different pitch value. So I do like the resource management and hand management system of this game. It's very similar to board games like Marvel Legendary and other sort of out-the-box board games, deck builders, where you have to use your cards in your hand to fuel other cards. So you're never going to be mana screwed like you are in Magic. All of your cards won't be... all of your cards will be able to be used to fuel something else, which is really, really good. So you're never going to have a dead card in hand, which is what I like. And even if you can't carry out an action, you can keep that card in hand to use it for its defense value in the bottom right corner here. So you can use it to defend an attack if you don't use it as an action. But yeah, the whole Brute the whole brute sort of game style is discarding cards at random for benefit, and if the discarded card is 6 or more, you get additional benefit. Like here, as additional cost to play Savage Feast, discard a random card. If the discarded card has 6 or more power, draw a card. Obviously, it does 4 damage. And it costs one resource to activate it, which is obviously then contributed by your pitch, where you pitch cards to pay for other cards, basically. I just absolutely love everything about it. You know, it just looks awesome. You know, and the art is just quality. You can see the different cards here already. Look, so obviously, Welcome to Wraith, Unlimited Booster. You've got the cards for each class: Guardian, Ninja, Warrior, and then you've got generic cards as well. So these are the ones I haven't looked at yet, because these are the ones that are... They can go in any deck, basically. You can play them in any deck. You don't have to have a specific class or a specific hero to use certain cards. So I haven't looked at these yet. I don't want to ruin that for myself, because I want to go through that in a separate video on my channel. But it just looks absolutely awesome. I don't know why I've only discovered it now, but I think it's because obviously the professor did the video on it. Rudy is constantly cracking boxes of it and speaking about it highly. So it's gonna be fun. So if you want to see more Flesh and Blood content, definitely go and like and subscribe to my other YouTube channel, Go Again Gaming. Go Again Gaming is a play on one of the mechanics, Go Again. So Go Again is obviously one of the things that allows you to take another action. Let me just see if I can find something here which has it on. I think it's the ninjas that normally have it. There we go. Harmonized Kodachi. So you can pay a resource. 1 resource to attack with this, with 1 damage, and if there is a card with cost 0 in your pitch zone, Harmonized Kodachi has Go Again. So then you get another action, another attack point, or another sort of action to use on a different ability. What are you saying, Andrew? I haven't had as much fun cracking MTG as I had cracking a case of Flesh and Blood. Great treasure hunt for the legendaries. Yeah, I've heard and I've seen that some of the legendaries in this set are ridiculously expensive, and I think that's mainly more of a supply and demand issue, isn't it? There's a lot of investors hoarding a lot of this product, I think, with regards to, because people are getting overhyped on it. So there is a bit of a danger with regards to whether the bubble's going to burst, but I don't think it is. I think they'll sort that out eventually. But yeah, some of the legendary cards in here are ridiculous. I don't want to ruin it for myself. I've had a look at a few of them, but yeah, the hunt for the legendaries, and if you pull one of those legendary cards, you are quids in, apparently, according to this the sources that I've seen. Yes, first edition is insane. Unlimited is pricey, but not too insane. Yeah, so I'm going to be getting an unlimited Welcome to Wraith box. I think I'll be getting it from whoever wants to offer it to me, really. And obviously, we're in our Discord. We've got in our Magic the Gathering Pass a Turn Discord. We've got a couple of game shops in there, so I have to ask a few of them whether they're stocking this or who's stocking this sort of stuff, because nobody's talked about it. So I don't know whether there are local game stores here in sort of UK, Wiltshire, Oxfordshire sort of area have Flesh and Blood events, or whether they do stock Flesh and Blood products. So I'm going to have to ask them as to whether they do or not. But if not, it'll just be a Zatu Games in the UK or Chaos Cards or something like that. One of the big online retailers. I'm going to have to get hold of them to get some of this potentially. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some hunting out as to what game stores will do events, because obviously the events will be coming up fairly soon. Fabled is even more crazy. 1 per set, about every 40 boxes. Fortunately, not really needed to play the game, just cool collectibles. Fabled. So what's Fabled then? Is that like a special legendary? Is it? Because I remember Rudy got a what was it? I can't remember what it was. It was a legendary artifact. You can only have one in each deck, can't you? You can't have more than one in a deck. And then when you sacrifice it or something, it gives you a token. I can't remember what it is. But then it can also be pitched for 3 resources as well. I can't remember what the card was, but I don't want to spoil it for myself as to what it is, because I'm very much discovering this game from the get-go. Arknight Shard, that's the one. Yep. Wasn't spoiled yet when he pulled it. Really? So, oh, right. Yeah. So it wasn't even... So when he pulled it, it wasn't even spoiled. That is ridiculous. Yeah, because I remember him going, oh my god, I'm not going to touch this card. And then he goes and gets a sleeve and puts the Arknight Shard in there, doesn't he? And it's a fabled version of the Arknight Shard as well, so it's even more expensive. Is that what you're saying? That's ridiculous. I have to watch that video again now I've got more context as to what Flesh and Blood is, I think. And I was watching Red Zone Rogue as well. Red Zone Rogue is a big Flesh and Blood YouTuber. I think he's blown up recently because of his sort of investment in this game. And he said that the Tunic is a staple or a legendary staple worth getting. So let's have a look at the Tunic. Let's have a look at one of the legendary cards in Welcome to Raid. But that is it. We're not looking at any more. So I'm going to cover this on my other channel. So Findle's Spring Tunic. He said get one of these if you can. So this is a generic equipment chest, so any class can wear this, basically. And it says, at the start of your turn, if Findle's Spring Tunic has less than 3 energy counters, you may put an energy counter on it. Okay. Instant, remove 3 energy counters from it, gain a resource. So that's good. It's just going to, over time, just get you some resource, just for the sake of getting it. You can use it to defend as well. Obviously, you can use the equipment to defend. Obviously, it's only got 1 defense, and obviously, it's got Blade Break on there as well. So, if you defend with the Tunic, you destroy it at the end of the combat chain. So, you don't really want to be using it to defend. You know, at last ditch, you can use the Tunic to defend against an attack for soak up 1 measly damage, but you just want to be removing energy counters from it to get free resource, basically. So, this is one of the cards that. It's not a legendary card. Sorry, it's not legendary. I don't think it is anyway. But this is one of the cards that Red Zone Rogue said try and get in your decks because it is just a fantastic, redundant way of getting resources for nothing. So it does take a while to get those energy counters on there, but you know, you're getting them for free, basically. That's what he said. So looks quite good. Oh, it is legendary. Okay, so it is a legendary. How do you know? Oh, yeah, because it's got L in the bottom. Insanely good legendary. Yeah, that's what Red Zone Rogue said. But yeah, I think it's because it's got an L in the bottom next to the thingy, next to the artwork. That is how you say it's legendary. Mythic reprint in Crucible of War. Yeah, with regards to the rarities, I think the rarities got changed, didn't they? They got changed from like Majestic to other things. I don't know the full history, but the rarities did get changed, didn't they? But yeah, Findle Spring Tunic is apparently very, very good. So again, I'll be doing more videos on that at some point. But yeah, I just want to just while we're speaking about all this stuff, you know, it's just going to flow, isn't it? So, but yeah, so much stuff to cover, so much stuff to catch up on. But if I start now, I'll be able to get into it. And sort of cover the other stuff as it appears, as it gets released, and all that sort of stuff. So let's have a look at what other products they have quickly before we end the stream today. So we got we've got the Era Welcome deck, of course. We got the Welcome to Rave Unlimited. Then we got Arcane Rising, which I think is where my character that I want to build comes into it. It comes into this set, doesn't it? Yeah, you got this one here, the Rune Blade comes into it. And I think the Rune Blade cares about making like weird rune tokens, and then you cash those in for other abilities or sacrificing them to get different things. There was a super rare rarity between rare and majestic stopped after the second set. Yeah, too many rarities is just, yeah, it's too confusing, isn't it? It's hard to know what you're expected to get, what your sort of what the sort of value is in this. But yeah, Arcane Rising looks cool. Obviously, that's the introduction to the Wizard class, the Rune Blade, the Ranger, and the Mechanologist, which is quite interesting. Mechanologist is basically Inspector Gadget for Flesh and Blood. So yeah, Arcane Rising was one of the main sets. Then we had what's Armory Kits? Don't know what that is. Armory Kits. Armory Events. Don't know what those are. I have no idea what they are. Free of charge to qualifying local game stores. Each kit contains materials to support 4 weeks of Flesh and Blood in-store play. Yeah, so I don't have a clue what that is. But then the next big set is Monarch, which is the one that's coming up soon. and I'm torn as to, I don't know which set to get, really. I don't know whether to get Monarch or Welcome to Wraith. I feel like I want to get Welcome to Wraith Unlimited, just to sort of get a backbone of the original Flesh and Blood stuff. That's the sort of stance I'm trying to take with it. Is, do I just go for a Welcome to Wraith box just to sort of build up the backbone, and then maybe get a Monarch later on down the line potentially, or just buy the singles or what have you. But I think the way this game is going at the moment is I think it's very much cracking packs for what you need. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, like, once you're into the game, once you really like the game, once you start investing in the game, how you acquire your cards. So again, that's going to be another topic of conversation on my other channel, is how do you continue the game once you've sort of invested into it? You know, how do you acquire your cards? Do you crack packs for them, or do you buy singles? What website do you use? How do you get the best pricing? All that sort of stuff. Because I think at the moment it's a little bit all over the place. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in for this sort of Azz'S new YouTube, all things Flesh and Blood. It's going to be a cool little channel. I don't know how fast it's going to grow. I mean, it's quite a niche game. Obviously, the hype is all around Magic the Gathering still, and other stuff. But I'm hoping that I get registered to the content creator program. Maybe get a preview card. Who knows? I'm a UK-based Flesh and Blood person. Don't know how popular it is in the UK, but it's going to be interesting to see if and how and when it even grows, potentially, the other channel. But yeah, there's going to be weekly content on there, so definitely go and like and subscribe to that channel. Link is in the description box below. And Andrew Donnelly is saying, get what you can grab. Monarch Unlimited will be out around the end of the month. First edition is crazy expensive, starting to cool off now. So yeah, there's a little bit of FOMO in this game. By the looks of it, then it's like I think people know it's going to be good, which is why they're trying to get hold of it, and investors are sort of ploughing loads of money into it and what have you. So it's going to be a case of just getting what you can get. But I think because I'm in the UK, I'm quite well positioned to get some products. So I'm not sure how popular it is over here. So it's going to be interesting to see, getting involved with the local game stores and seeing how many people are into it, how many people are playing, and just trying to maybe hype it up a little bit more and get people into it. It's going to be cool to have a look, see what the community is like in the UK. So going to be interesting. So again, so thank you very much for tuning in, and yeah, go and have a look at my new YouTube. Links in the description box below. It's Go Again Gaming, and it's going to be all about Flesh and Blood. And I've got a couple more videos coming out. Maybe today. Do I do it today? Do I release some more today? So I've got Era on there at the moment. I've got Era, how to play Era's sort of deck style. I've got the Era lore video, which explains where she comes from, what she's doing, and all that sort of thing. And I also have the intro video to my channel as well. So I'll probably release another character today, probably Dorinthia. She's got a massive bit of lore attached to Dorinthia as well. So probably release her video at some point today, along with her lore video. But yeah, go and check that out. Thank you very much for tuning in. I've been Az from Pass a Turn, and now Az of Go Again Gaming. And we'll see you very much shortly on this channel for more sort of MTG Commander content, when we can all get back together again. Hopefully some more Pass a Turn versus. We do have some more stores lined up for the Two-Headed Giant EDH game YouTube channel versus the shops. We do have more people lined up for that, where that's going to be shops that we've challenged before and new shops. Definitely stay tuned for that. And obviously we're going to be doing some more just general Commander gameplay videos when we can all sort of get back together again and play some games. But yeah, definitely stay tuned to this channel, because there's going to be more Magic the Gathering stuff coming out soon. But I think yeah, I'm going to try and focus more on Flesh and Blood for a moment, just try and take a back seat from Magic until we can actually start playing again. But yeah, go and check out my new channel, Go Again Gaming. I've been Aaron, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.